Hello neighbors, my name is Christopher Henry and welcome back to the Noya Mountain Music Teaching Channel. And we're going to be doing a little video here today on arpeggios. And this is in preparation for this year 2024, just in case you're watching this at a later date. We're doing the workshop on the 23rd of June from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom. Okay, so arpeggios, they are the chord tones, and if you can't do stuff like this, we suggest you learn how to do that because that's great. Okay, so we're not going to explain what arpeggio is and how to do the little simple improv because you can check out the video for all that. All right, and there's also the infinity pattern, which is the one that's like this. We will talk a little bit about that because we want you to be able to do this. Okay, but just a little bit more about the importance of the arpeggios. Okay, so they are like the Tinker Toy building blocks of all the melodies. And if you program them deeply into your muscle memory, then that means that they're going to be able to come out when you're not thinking about it. Okay, that's the most important thing, to be able to improv with speed and finesse and creative, utility and confidence. All right. So here's a little bit of an easy arpeggio challenge for you. The old Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star arpeggio. Okay. So instead of just going twinkle, 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 little star, we're going to arpeggiate that. Okay. Oh, if that doesn't make sense, what I'm doing there, then let's work on this, okay? Go little short sections until you get to stop the video, work it out on your mandolin, because this will serve you very well, okay? And then once you get it in the key of G, take it up to the key of A and B flat and all that kind of stuff, all right? So we're arpeggiating. This means that we're playing our melody note. And then we're playing two arpeggio notes under it, okay? Birds might even get excited about how important this is. Okay, so we have our arpeggio note, our main melody note, okay? That's the note that we're going to arpeggiate. And then we're playing two arpeggio notes under that in the scale or in the chord, all right? In this case, it's going to be the open D and the 4th fret of the G. All right, so, and then we're coming back up. All right, so we got the G, we got the open D, 4th fret of the G. 5th fret of the D, open D, 4th fret of the D. All right, if you're counting the strong bass chord note, 1 E and A. So remember to come back up to the open D. All right, so instead of just going with two what we call 8th notes, we're playing 16th notes and we're arpeggiating that one melody note. All right, and then our next melody note is the 5th fret of the A. All right, so we want to arpeggiate that. So what do? We go down 2 more notes in the chord or the arpeggio, play those and come on back up. All right, so instead of just going, we're going 5th fret of the A, 2nd fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, and then back to the 2nd fret of the A. All right, so you're getting the idea here. Our next melody note is the open E, and we do the same thing with that, except now we're in the key of C, or the chord of C. All right, so open E, 3rd fret of the A, that's the C note, and then 5th fret of the D, and then back up through the 3rd fret of the A, all right? All right, so now we have our first 3 melody notes arpeggiated. And then we're back to our second melody note, which is the 5th fret of the A. And for this next one, I usually melodically like to turn this into a D chord. But I don't think that's right. So let's go to the C chord. Okay, so 3rd fret of the A. So that was the 3rd fret of the A, coming down to the 5th fret of the D, 2nd fret of the D, and back to the 5th fret of the D. And then the next melody note is the 2nd fret of the A. All right, 2nd fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, open D, back to the 5th fret of the A. Da, 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 and then open A is our next arpeggio note that we're gonna, be using the melody on. Now we're in the chord of D, so it's open A, 4th fret of the D, open D, and back. All right, and D, 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 D. And then our last melody note, of course, is the G note. So we're back where we started. So here's this whole first, line. But before we do, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little bell there from the notifications, and you'll get all the good stuff from Noya Mountain Music. Thank you. And please consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... The second and third lines, they just walk down. So we're going to arpeggiate each of those notes. And then for this one, you can have your choice. You can either arpeggiate that second note, the C note, as a C arpeggio, or you can do it as a D7. This would be third fret of the A, open A, fourth fret of the D, open A. I realize I'm going quickly for some of those of y'all who are just getting started, but this will probably be going slowly for those of you who are more advanced dedicated. All right, you can have a little option there for your C note, arpeggiated as a C major or a D7. All right, so we got our first two notes. Second fret of the A, then open A. All right. That line repeats. So you play it twice, and then you're back to the first line. Not as easy as it sounds. Okay. But then you want to take all that to A, and you just want to transpose it up 2 frets, except for when you get to the 7th fret of the whatever, then that becomes the next string over. Y'all might know that already. All right, so that's our task number 1. All right, little simple arpeggiation on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, getting to know how to do that with the melody note and any chord that you're in. All right, and we do just want to make sure we got one more little thing before we turn this video off, which is make sure that you got the infinity pattern in, let's just say, A. Okay. So if we're coming up from the 6th fret of the G, middle finger is the key, 9th fret of the G, next. So you got 6, then 9, then 7 on the D, ring finger on 11, 11. You switch to the A string, 7th fret of the A, then 12th fret of the A with your little finger, then middle finger on the 9th fret of the E, and then 12th fret with your little finger. That's your infinity pattern. We're gonna fast track this. You wanna put your staggered technique on it. If you're not familiar with what that is, then you can go to this video here, maybe. Hopefully I'll connect that. So you want to do your staggered technique over the infinity pattern. This is an arpeggio, remember? And when you move on the upstroke through each note, besides the first one, it creates that texture. All right, so we go to the downstroke on the 12th fret of the E, and then we switch to G. Playing your Salt Creek B part, you can put your ending lick starting with the downbeat at the end of those 3 arpeggio infinity licks. Okay. You can also reverse it, so you can come up in A and down in G, up in A, ending lick starting on the downbeat. All right, that's a great way to play a little, you know, arpeggiation in Salt Creek on the B part. You can also use that for like Little Maggie. You can also reverse it. You know, so there we're starting at the top in A, coming down in pitch, up in geography, and then you're coming up in G, down in geography, and then a little split bar at the end. So these 2 techniques that we're looking at here today, that's my wife-ager being a little careless with her situation there. She thinks it's funny. She's laughing off at her today. All right, so these 2 techniques, which are being able to arpeggiate a single note, like for a vocal line or something like that, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then to be able to play your infinity pattern with the staggered technique, can be very useful devices to have in your toolbox. All right, to say nothing of just being able to play your arpeggios, either like the simple arpeggio lick or 2-octave arpeggios with the staggered technique through your chord forms. All right, so you put on Strum Machine, you just arpeggiate your way through the whole chord form, either with the simple arpeggio lick or the staggered Monroe device playing the arpeggios. or switching and swapping would be something like this. Okay, so hopefully you're getting the idea about this. This is just a fun exercise that you can do, arpeggiating your way through vocal melodies and using these arpeggio devices to go through the chord forms. And another good practice exercise that I recommend some more intermediate level students to do is this one right here. So on and so forth until you get up to here to A. All right, so what's going on with this one is you have a little triplet at the beginning. So you got down, up, down. And then when you move to your middle finger note, that's also going to be an upstroke. Down, up. And then your first finger note on the second fret is going to be an upstroke too. All right, so you get down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you have a little triplet here. So you have the triplet down, and then up. So each time you're playing the triplet, and then 2 upstrokes. All right. You get to your middle finger note there, then just go to your next key. 1 half step up. So on and so forth. That's a good exercise. So that's all for now, and we will see you on the next one. If you like this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support the channel, please think about becoming a patron on patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. And many thanks to all the good neighbors who are already supporting this work. And we will see ya on the next one. Maybe we'll do some bouncy arpeggios.
Would you play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star fully arpeggiated?
Yeah, sure, that's a good idea. And so the full arpeggiated Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star sounds like this.